Your ESPN and Sunny. Okay, product recalls are on the rise with better testing and detection. Frozen peas that could make you sick, a water heater that might explode, cars with steering wheels that were prone to fail and cause a crash. Those are just a few of the thousands of products that manufacturers have recalled this year. And the deluge shows no sign of slowing. Almost every product category is affected with this. Scope and complexity of recalls are on the rise. You hear about them about every day. A record 51 million vehicles were recalled last year, and nearly 3 times as many were sold. Annual food recalls have doubled since 2002, according to a study by an insurance company. And the government's primary products watchdog, the Consumer Product Safety Commission, announces at least one recall every day on average. The vice president of the Realtime Group, a product design and testing company, product design and testing analyst, Garyld Miles. How are you?
Good morning. How are you? I'm doing well.
It sounds like a fun job. I mean, you're testing stuff all the time. We've gotten way more sophisticated in product testing, have we not?
We have. So what we do is design and testing of high reliability devices like medical devices. Something that you would use in a hospital or something like that.
How would you test it?
Well, there are standards that they have to be tested to, but we do design level testing as we do the design.
So if I have a new pacemaker, would I call the Realtime Group and pay you to test it?
If it was a software verification kind of thing, yes.
Okay.
But typically those certification type testing is done at a secondary lab, and we do all the design, prevention of the design, in preventative or defensive design to make sure that happens, so that the certification testing that does occur, it has a high probability of passing.
How do we recall frozen peas? How does all of that work? I know there are sell dates, best if sold by, all of that. What does all that mean, Garyld?
That's a good question. That's kind of in the food industry, and we mainly do electromechanical devices that are software controlled. So I can speak kind of to those. Like, for example, we've heard about the hoverboards that had a recent recall. I think it's even on the news today, where there's a lot of them being recalled because they catch fire. And the testing for that is testing of the batteries and testing of the chargers that you plug into the wall that charges the battery to make sure that it doesn't overcharge it or charge it too fast, so that it would heat up and then potentially cause a fire.
Yeah, well, I think those hoverboards have been banned on campus now. I think they were all over the place, and I think they've actually banned those probably because of that. Any insight into the Tesla accident with the guy that was, I don't know what he was doing. You're supposed to kind of watch the road, I think, along with letting the car drive itself. Are you in on any of that?
Well, that's more of that's a good question. That's an automobile industry kind of a device, and it's not something that's in our area of expertise. But in our medical device side, we do a similar type of testing in a certified lab that so that the design meets the standards. And automobiles are similar. Now, this is a new kind of an industry, just like any kind of a brand new type of segment or category of product, where it's a self-driving vehicle. So I think the testing will have to catch up to the kind of the invention here.
Yeah. Do you think there are too many hoops that you guys have to hop through for the government, or do you think those are good to keep people safe?
Well, it gives the consumer confidence that the device they're going to pick up or buy or stock on their shelves, if they're a retailer, is a device that has been proven to be safe, is certified in some way.
Yeah. Hey, nice meeting you, Garyld. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Testing analyst Garyld Miles this morning from Dallas, ESPN and Sunny, 8:13.